Hello again and welcome back to Some Climbing News. Got lots of good stuff to talk over, so yeah, let's not waste anybody's time. Let's do this thing. Roll the intro. Okay, so all eyes are on Ganja right now, because, you know, of course they are. It's Ganja. But in the meantime, Lara is just quietly, completely redefining what the climbing world thinks is quote-unquote hard for women. Which, you know, putting aside that hard for women, it seems kind of like an insulting idea. Like, let's be real here. There is a skill gap between the strongest men and the strongest women, but that skill gap, I think, isn't necessarily a permanent thing, if that makes any sense. What I mean is, like, the skill gap exists right now, yes, and it exists for a ton of super complex reasons, but what I don't think ultimately exists is a potential gap, in the sense that I think men and women both, at least at this moment, have the capacity to reach the current highest levels of climbing. Anyways, Rogora is a fucking beast. I should end this segment right here, but I won't, because I need to just say yet again that she's just had one of the greatest couple of weeks, not just for a woman, but for like any climber, you know, pretty much ever. So let me just sound off for you what she's done. Super Crackinet 9A plus 515A, Le Castagne 9A plus 515A, Le Cadafis 9A slash plus or 514D 15A in 4 goddamn goes. Limeta 9A, which she set second go. La Ligne Claire 8C plus on site. L'Enfumette 8C plus. Leoni Alpha 8C on site. Lo Squallo di Macerata 8C and Le Petit Chef du Néant 8C. There was French, Spanish, English, Italian in there. I don't even know how the fuck I got through that. But look, I mean, what the hell? Laura, forget the competitions, dude. This is absolutely freaking insanity, okay? So look, last time I talked about Laura on-sighting 8C+, I did a whole freaking thing about why it was important. And now that she's done it again, I gotta do an explainer 2.0. Because I just do. So 8C+ is 514C. And honestly, it really doesn't sound like, you know, all that impressive until you realize just how incredibly fucking difficult on-sighting something is. Because an on-sight means you're not just doing a climb first go, it also means, by definition, that you have zero information about the climb whatsoever. You've never seen videos or photos of it, you don't know what the beta is. Actually, probably even more fucked, you don't even know where the holds are. You don't know if it starts traversing right, if it starts traversing left. It's literally just you, rock, and that's it. The name makes a ton of sense, right? You're doing something on site, as you see it. A vista in Spanish. Doing something like that, by the way, is orders of magnitude harder than a flash. A flash is incredible, yes, but you can have all the information you want, so long as you don't pull on the actual holds, like basically hang on them. You can watch videos, you can ask people about it. When Andre flashed Super Crackinet, he was getting so specific, he was literally asking people to describe the single holds on the route and their preferred way to actually even grab them, etc., etc., etc. So I bet you're thinking, you know, okay, so, you know, it's hard, big fucking deal. Who cares, right? Like, it's only 8C plus 514C. We've climbed all the way up to 515D. I bet tons of people have on-sighted 8C plus. Well, no, they haven't. As of this moment, the only people who have done that are Alex Megos, Adam Andra, Pachu Sobiaga, Ramon Julian Puig-Blanque, Magnus Mippo, Domin Skovic, and Rogora. That's it, man. 7 people. You want to know how many people in the entire history of climbing have ever on-sighted more than a single 8C+? It's 3. It's Adam Andra, Alex Megos, and as of this week, Lara fucking Rogora. You want to know the numbers? Lara Rogora has sent 2 8C+ on-sites. Alex Megos has 2 8C+ on-sites, 2 9A on-sites. And Adam Andra, who's in a league entirely of his own, has 20 8C+ on-sites and 5 9A on-sites. I mean, Andra, it's like, it's not even, I don't even know what to say every time that like his stuff is brought up. Doesn't matter. All the guys out there acting like they're hot shit, and here's Laura just fucking dark horse in it without actually being a dark horse at all. It's incredible. To just add to her whole thing, she's currently at 9 9A+ routes sent, more than any other woman in the world. And actually, if we want to compare her achievements with those of the boys out there, she's got more 9A+ sends than Jakob Schubert, than Will Bosey, And then Sean freaking Bailey. Yeah, that's wild. She's strong as fuck. I don't understand why people don't. I don't know, man. I'm on the Lara Rogora hype train like crazy, dude. Like, I think she's super freaking impressive. Anyways, massive congratulations to her on a giant freaking achievement. She's like in the Hall of Fame of climbing at this point. Speaking of the Hall of Fame of climbing, let's talk about Will Moss becoming the youngest person to manage to free the nose in a day. When at just 20 years old, he managed to send the entirety of El Cap's ultra-famous route in just 11 hours. This dude is now the 4th person to ever do it. And honestly, it's insane to me that we haven't seen that many naiads, aka nose in a days. Like, the level of climbing, if you really think about it, has really only gone up like crazy since 1994 when Lynn Hill did it. Like, it really just puts her achievement into perspective when we realize that in 1994, the hardest boulder problem to have ever been climbed was La Danse de Balrog, which was 8B. Like V13. V13 was ridiculous at the time. Like freaking Jerry Moffat put up the Dominator 8B V13 in Yosemite in 93. And it was a huge deal. We're talking the world's first 9A 514D sport climb, Action Directe, was proposed in 91, just 3 years earlier. Sharma wouldn't do biography or realization, world's first 9A plus 515A for another 7 years. My point is, you look at where we were in 94 and where we are now, and we see huge jumps in climbing abilities, right? 8B boulders are flashed very frequently. 9A sport routes are done so often they're barely news. You would think doing a nose in a day wouldn't be a big deal at this point, and yet it's only been done by 4 people. And it's like, it's not a small deal achievement. It's not like people look at the nose and think to themselves, gives a shit about that one. It's like very much one of the most coveted freaking ticks in the climbing world. And I'm just talking about freeing the nose in general, which has only been done 8 times if I remember correctly. Not just the nose in a day. It's 31 pitches of 513 and above with a 514A crux. It is an incredible amount of climbing. And honestly, Will Moss is freaking killing it. Dude deserves a huge congratulations for becoming the 4th person to ever do this thing, like literally a month after Connor Herson became the 3rd. By the way, Tommy Caldwell is the only one to do it twice. But yeah, man, it's incredible stuff. And speaking of El Cap, let's talk about Pietro Vidi, Camilla Moroni, sending the Pre-Muir wall on El Cap. It's kind of a link up on the left side of the nose, 35 pitches and hits difficulties of up to 513C/D or 8A plus/B. They were on the wall for 6 days in total, which is a freaking epic, honestly. I really don't understand how people don't kill each other when they're on a portaledge for that long. Like, I think those two are a couple. Whether they are or not is none of my business, and I don't really care. The reason I'm bringing it up is that if they are one, could there be a better test for the longevity of a relationship/friendship or otherwise? Like, you're literally fucking stuck with a person for 6 days in a teeny tiny little space. You're pooping next to them with like not a lot of privacy. If you have a weird argument or awkward moment, you can't just walk away. I mean, you can maybe turn around, but if you're like me and you need alone time and personal space, you are absolutely fucking not getting that. Like, I'm the kind of person that needs to recharge by hanging out on my own. 6 days next to someone with no ability to have time to yourself sounds emotionally exhausting. But then again, that's just me. And we're not here to talk about psychology and relationships. We're here to talk about climbing. And so basically these two alternated leading on the easier pitches, and they both managed to flash or on-site every single one except for the 3 crux pitches, which they both let, and which took Pietro 2 goes for each, and which Camilla took 3 tries on Silverfish and Stemming pitch, and a couple more on Traverse on pitch 26. So yeah, man, it's awesome stuff from them. They got a little bit longer left in the valley, so it'll be fun to see what they get on. Pietro Vidi has been on an absolute trad climbing tear these past few months. Dude did like every hard gridstone line in Britain, so maybe he'll get on Magic Line or Meltdown or both. It'd be cool to see another send of either one, honestly, or again both. That'd be dope. But yeah. It's exciting to see what happens. And then Ryuichi Murai has been on a insane tear in Japan, sending 4 of the country's hardest boulders in very quick succession. Dude started things off literally 4 days ago with Ascent of Calm, AB plus V14, which he managed to do in a day because apparently, and I quote, "It's time to get in shape." So, you know, you're being totally out of shape means you send AB plus in a day if you're Ryuichi Murai, because of course it fucking does. Then he went on to send Emotion, also AB plus V14, like a day later. And by the way, can I just say, that I think Emotion is one of the most incredible looking boulders in the world. I mean, just look at that freaking thing. It is so unique. It's like a perfect triangle crack thing. It's so cool. Plus, it's also just huge, huge moves. I mean, it's very much like a board climb. I don't know. I think it's awesome. I like board climbs too, so, you know. Shout out Tespy's podcast. And then after that, dude sent Pre-Them. Same grade as the other two boulders, 8B plus V14, which is the upper section of Nayuda, which is probably one of the best 8C plus V16 boulders in Japan. If you've never seen a send of that, throw a link here or in the description. I'm not sure which one. It's definitely worth giving it a look because it's really freaking awesome. Also, kind of an unrelated side note, but naming conventions in Japan. Like, what's with the single name boulders, dude? Emotion, Pre-Them, Nayuda, Calm, Floating, Regret, Epitaph, Decided, United, Horizon. That's all I got off the top of my head, but like, what gives? Does anyone have a reason for that? Why are we only doing single word names? But anyways, he also just, reason to bring this up, he sent another one. Another one-word boulder called Phantasmagoria, which was originally given 8B plus V14, but according to Ryuichi, it's actually harder. Dude just proposed 8C V15, which apparently he'd been working on for a while, like way back before he got a first ascent from Naoki Shimatani. Also, this boulder is in a place called Yandani, and apparently there's a mega project over there, which, I mean, I don't have any idea what it looks like or how hard it could possibly be, but if Ryuichi is calling it a mega project, it's gotta be freaking hard. But yeah, whatever. He's also working Nayuta, which is, I'm assuming he'll be sending soon because it's Ryuichi Murai. The guy is, you know, Ryuichi Murai. And he's also reportedly got a trip to the USA coming very soon, so it'll be cool and interesting to see what he ends up getting on. Hopefully something rad like Megatron. Be awesome. Anyways, and then Sean Bailey sent two boulders in Magic Wood, Mystic Stylez 8B plus and New Baseline 8B plus, which he originally posted as 8BV13 until he went and edited his suggestion to 8B plus V14. And I was going to give him crap for saying New Baseline deserved a downgrade because it's one of the most benchmarkiest of benchmark climbs for its grade. At the same time, once that crap I gave was received, I was actually going to praise his bravery. Because I think we keep thinking that a climb being X grade means something when it doesn't to anyone ever. And I think we can't just blindly accept that climbs are a certain grade just because we decided they're benchmarked that way when we don't think it's true. Like if New Baseline is 8B to you because you're super fucking good at techie slopey crap things, then fuck, you should be able to say it's 8B. That opinion should factor into overall consensus. If you only one single person thinks that way. And it should honestly work both ways. If you suck at climbing stuff like New Baseline and you find it harder than all the other 8B plus boulders you've ever done, then don't be a baby and grade accordingly. 8C, like what Burned Song Girl gave it when he FA'd. I don't know, if the idea is that grades are an average of opinions, but people are too afraid to give any opinions other than the original couple of suggestions, then I mean, what the hell are we even doing here? Seriously, Magic Wood's soft. It's notoriously soft. Most people agree it's soft, and yet we all go and happily take the grades even though we know that ain't it. You know what you did. You know how hard you did or didn't climb. Like, seriously, you give your honest opinion regardless of what's told to you by other people. We can't actually, you know, or we're not going to reach a consensus. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. And at this point, I'm just rambling on like a deranged asshole. But it's a complicated case, man. I mean, I don't know. It's got a lot of ins, a lot of outs, a lot of what haves you. It's just, I don't know. Let me know what you think. I'm going to stop talking now. Margo Hayes is back in the news for the first time in a real friggin' long-ass time for sending Ganja time. Just said time a bunch of times. AB plus 514A. Is it the hardest grade in the world? No. Is it massive news for someone who was at the absolute goddamn forefront of the climbing world, who had a couple of extremely difficult years? Absolutely. This is honestly huge news for Margo. Also brings into question a lot of stuff about what is and isn't valued in terms of branding sponsored athletes. Like, I didn't make a post about this, but Margo and the North Face cut ties last month after a 9-year-long relationship because of an inability to really find a mutual understanding between a company's expectations for its athletes and the athlete's ability to perform and sell. Like, you know, what exactly is valued from an athlete as a quote-unquote influencer is kind of nebulous. Because, like, I mean, take me, right? I can tell you fuckers I use in parallel shoes exclusively, but ain't none of you seen me climb unless you run into me in person, which, you know, by the way, if you do, say hi. I'm an angry person here, but in real life, you know, I'm pretty friendly. I promise, I won't bite. Which means, you know, who all of you would actually buy shoes because I recommend them to you means very little unless you somehow either A, saw a link between your own performance, my performance, which you have no evidence of, but which I will tell you at this moment fucking sucks, and the shoes I wear, which in and of itself is kind of a bullshit concept, because, like, let's be real, if Sharma could send the hardest thing in the world in freaking mocks, you don't need the latest technology in downturn shoes, you're just falling for marketing. Or B, because you like me and my brand, because we're in a capitalist structure and everything is built around selling something, and my brand revolves around honesty. So maybe you can kind of trust that if I say X shoes are good, you'll buy them because, again, you trust me. Even though no one seems to want to fucking work with me for reasons I don't really understand. Maybe it's because I say fuck a lot and brands think that's wild. Is cursing too much? Anyways, it does bring things into question, right? No one seemed to bat an eye about the fact that Joe Kinder didn't climb all that hard relatively, and yet he was a huge sponsored athlete for his own personal branding before he ran face first into controversy. What mattered was that he sold stuff for the brands he represented. So at the same time, does Margo, who's not climbing all that hard, but is essentially a model who seems to be equally into fashion and climbing, a valuable asset for business? I mean, now that climbing is as big as it is, you'd have to be pretty fucking stupid not to think so. All of that was super rambly. What I'm trying to say is that no one knows what the hell being a sponsored athlete even means anymore. Not Margo, not the North Face, not freaking Tension, nobody. No one knows. Anyways, not to make things about me or other stuff, whatever. Point is, it's interesting to see what's going to happen to Margo's sponsorships now that she's climbing hard stuff again. I mean, the girl is a freaking model, like I said. Who the hell doesn't want to look like her while wearing Sportivas on the wall? She's got that, you know, ballet flick thing that's extra #stylish. I'm giving her crap for no reason, honestly. I'm so happy to see her climbing hard stuff again. She's the first woman to ever break the 9A plus barrier. She deserves every ounce of recognition. Also, just kind of, you know, side note, Margo, if you can, you know, do that on a climb, you can go harder. You didn't do that stuff on La Rambla or on Biography. Come on. I'm sorry, I had to poke fun. It's my brand, you know. What would the companies I do not work with say if I didn't at least say something to make fun of her? But yeah, for real, man, it's really awesome to see her getting back into things. Seeing her struggling with her health for the past few years really fucking sucked. I'm glad she's getting back to the top where she belongs. If that's actually, you know, where she wants to be. Again, like, you know, boxing people in is such a stupid thing to do. But we see it all the time in climbing, weirdly enough. This section is getting kind of strange. I just move on. Congratulations, Margo. Well done. Jesus. And then I'm gonna fuck up this name so badly. It's Czech names. Like, I don't know how to do the random J's and consonants that you find in weird spots for no reason. Anyways, someone correct me, but Vojtech, Trojan, I think, just repeated Martin Stranik's Dreamcatcher in AB plus /C 14/15 boulder, and it's pretty cool. Also, like, we just did Halloween. Like, look at this thing. It's creepy as hell. Like, it's full of spider webs. It's got a ton of wild looking green moss. I don't know. Maybe I'm weird for thinking this, but you should have done it at night. That would have been so much cooler. Love me a good night sesh. You gotta, you know, get that creepiness factor sometimes. You got, you know, get the stillness, the quiet, the fact that sometimes you be totally alone in the woods. It's some people might not like that, but personally, it's kind of peaceful, and I really enjoy it. Anyways, big congrats to Vojtech. I hope that's the way to pronounce his name. I'm so sorry, man. I'm like 80-ish% sure I'm saying things right, and yeah, I'm just gonna move on. But yeah, massive congratulations to him. On to the next one. And yeah, just one last quick hit. Lara Trinkl has just sent her very first 8B boulder, the line Crusher Sit in Mixnitz, Austria. Autriche, whatever. Apparently she tried the stand some years ago, but decided to give the whole thing some goes because the sit just had a single move that fits her really well. And because as she says, it's a complete line. Apparently she was quite nervous on the days that she was actually going to start trying it, like the full thing, and trying to send because she felt like she could do it. But yeah, man, not all that much to add except to say that there's huge congrats to Lara on a new grade milestone. Keep crushing and doing your thing. Awesome stuff. But hey man, that was some climbing news. Thanks again for watching, for enduring my rambling. I know that was a lot. My bad. Little reminder at the end here to throw in a like, subscribe, comment, because it always helps the show. I will see you guys by the end of the week at the very latest. But in the meantime, and as always, go climb some stuff.